Hello, happy time zone, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Mind and the Martyr. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've got plenty of drinks and plenty of comfort. I currently have literally the warmest blanket? Good job. Blanket in existence. It's wonderful. We're here for some more possibly shenanigans. Possibly fleecing a queen for what she's worth. We're gonna see what happens. As a quick recap to the episode going on so far, our wonderful party here encountered an interesting issue with the forest that they were sent by the queen to deal with. There they met one of the guardians of the forest, Sinilus, who looked after this particular area. Sinilus was in a bit of a bind, dealing with some kind of aggressive psychic energy that was manifesting both in one of the main trees in the area and the area around it. The plant life and flora and fauna becoming aggressive and almost soulless, as simply they are turned into grey husks around just the general vicinity. After some discussion between both Sinilus and the party here, you decided to go ahead and deal with whatever the psychic incursion may be, pulling out of Isaac, as he was dubbed, the larger tree, pulling out some kind of strange psychic, almost abomination, kind of sporadic and aggressive in nature. You all dealt with this menace relatively swiftly and relatively unscathed, although it did manage to take over Sinilus for a brief moment before you struck it down. Upon its death, you noticed it actually looked very similar to Jacaranda. It had a lot of very enchymic features mixed with this kind of gross purplish flesh fused to it. And this very clearly forced evolution kind of crown coming out of the back. It was around about this time when, with the help of Nawi's latent psychic influence, we finally had a full and proper conversation with whatever the hell was in Oren's head. Turns out that this thing was some kind of creature from another plane of existence, another world entirely, and is currently serving as both a warning and possibly an ally, although people are still skeptical for obvious reasons. A small discussion broke out between what it actually is and, more importantly, what they had just killed and dealt with. We shall see how that develops.
And ate. It ate it. Don't forget, it ate it.
It did indeed eat it, yes. Disposing of whatever material was already there, this worm creature, lava thing, was sneezed out of Oren's head and ate the psychic creature on the ground in a rather grim scene. And y'all now are keeping it in a pot like a Tamagotchi, so we'll see how that goes.
It's got it in a little jar.
We all know Tamagotchi's a superior pet.
So that is where we are right now. With this creature in tow, you said your goodbyes to Sinilus as you see, even in the very, very short term, you can see color beginning to emanate from Isaac and out and around back to the landscape. It's going to take a little while before everything is restored back, but you can already see the natural world healing from what you've done. Yeah, there is nothing else exactly at this spot currently. Wrapping up your business with Sinilus, is there anything you wanted to do before you went ahead and made the trek back to Scythia?
Do we find the horses on our way back? Or are we walking the whole way?
You can go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Ray, no. Oh, no.
19.
Okay. You're probably going to be spending at least half your trip on foot. You will eventually find some mounts. They will require retraining, so to speak. It doesn't seem like they are the same creatures that you rode here on. But that does, I say delay your trip, but being on mounts will speed you up in and of itself. So yeah, you can definitely find something. It's not the same creatures, but it's definitely similar.
Is Valentine still with us?
Yeah, everybody's still with at the moment.
So we can, I will accompany Valentine so that we're not even more delayed.
Yes,
for the first
you
half
can
of
go
our
ahead
journey.
and you can go ahead and broom your way to broom your way to Scythia. Absolutely.
So is it like full on night now? Because like we got here early afternoon.
Yes. As you spent time discussing with this creature, discussing with Sinilus, dealing with the threat, the trip back eventually will take you through sunset and into the night itself. You will arrive in Scythia towards the kind of mid to late evening.
I would just lead the way, so no one like trips on a tree branch or something in the dark.
No worries.
I think most of us have dark vision anyways, except for Adamorin, right?
Yep.
Mara does
Adamorin.
not have.
And Mara.
Mara's a human, but she can make her own light. She does not have dark vision. She's like a will-o-wisp.
You can get around. Like there's something. There's something you're gonna be able to see.
I don't
Yeah.
think I have dark vision actually.
But don't
Most
you
people-
have glowing things
Yes,
in your
I
on
do.
your body?
I for sure don't have. I'm afraid of the dark, so I'm pretty sure that would be having dark vision would not.
Yeah, I don't have dark vision. I just have blind sight.
So you're the
Never
only
mind.
person with dark vision.
I like how we go from everybody has dark vision and everybody's slowly
No.
like, no.
I
know.
I just remember everyone being like, "Oh, we're fine in the dark," and except
We are fine in the
except for-
dark. We just don't have dark vision. We have light.
Yeah, we can make
I'm
a ton of
so-
light. It's just
okay in the dark now.
That's
but-
what took us so long to find horses, because these bright lights were coming and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna go over here."
So I should.
Okay, so-
Joanne's like, everyone can see in the dark, right? Everybody? No.
I
What?
feel like
No.
I feel like that's your
No.
character for Dawan. Dawan's just leading the way, and you guys.
It's like Batman being like, nobody else can fly, right? And everybody's like, bye.
You guys get here so quick. Oh, Bruce.
oh dear.
Mara would say we should probably rest outside of the town and approach the queen in the morning.
That would
Sure. That's what I would
Probably.
plan on doing.
that would probably be best. She's most likely sleeping by now.
But the beds.
You could go get to bed, but she's gonna be asleep. I don't know if anyone will they remember you? Do you have like a key card or do you remember your room number?
Those rooms weren't all that great.
They,
Anyway, so
they just had a lot of pillows.
They weren't
It's
great
fine.
rooms. I thought you said it was a great sleep.
It was a very comfy sleep for me.
It was a
Wasn't
gilded
it? It was
prison.
like the step up from the prison cells, wasn't
No,
it?
it was a fancy prison cell. It wasn't. It wasn't.
They were
it
not
wasn't a
going to
prison
tell us
cell.
that.
It wasn't a
I
prison
mean, I spent
cell.
the
It was
last
just-
10 years sleeping on hay, so
Yeah,
it
this-
was fine.
It was
but-
under lots of security.
This room was very clearly repurposed, like absolutely repurposed. It's a lot nicer than the holding cells, but it is indeed more than likely at one point it was another wing, which I mean is a good sign for Scythia itself. Needing less places to hold criminals is also always a good thing, one way or another. So yeah. It was very much a same/similar room.
Cat emergency. Oh my god.
So what is that?
Oh no.
I'm very intrigued all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was like that. I was like, that sounds like a kid. Cat emergency.
Screaming.
Oh.
Oh, poor baby.
Have they literally just got a mouse or something, I assume? Good. That's good.
I'm
Nice.
assuming she thinks she muted.
She's probably muted on stream rather
Okay.
than... Yeah. That's all right,
So-
though. I hope, anyway. Otherwise, chat are being... cats
Yes.
are being treated to cat noises.
Someone
Cat
else
noises
can
and
get
Jesse
it,
noises.
so-
Naui, if you could set up camp again, since you seem to be good at that, I can
Oh,
help.
of course. No, don't. You rest. I like doing it. I'll start setting up camp. I have.
Right, absolutely.
I think I wrote it down. I have enough tents. I have enough tents and bedrolls for 5 people. But if you have your own stuff, I'll set your stuff up too.
Okay.
But sure, it's unloading stuff off of Lupa.
Yeah. And you're practiced, so this doesn't take you too long at all to get everything set up and comfortable.
So I do that, and then I do people have their own food supply, or shall me and Lupa go find dinner?
Jacaranda
Well-
just points.
Yes,
Think
of course.
Sky.
All of us, besides PW, are fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just.
I've got some rations.
Unless
I'll-
we can find some animal for PWG. They said that they could eat animals to replenish themselves.
You're also aware that it's kind of like a snake. It eats once and then it doesn't need to eat again
It's
for a
full for
while.
now.
Yeah, it doesn't need to
Oh,
eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did mention that
Mhm.
before.
So you don't have to panic on that front. You've got a while before it will need feeding again.
Well, then I'll just get something for myself. I'll see you in a little bit, and her and Lupa will go off to go find dinner for themselves.
So why Nawi's gone? Not that she was waiting for Nawi to leave, Mara would say. So, in case the queen only gives us one boon, I think we should ask for protection from the Magicarnum, or at least as much protection as she can afford to give, since she doesn't seem afraid of them.
That's actually quite a good idea.
Have them once in a while.
I would support that idea.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about boons before this, so whatever
Well,
you
I
want.
feel the further we go down this road, the more dangerous it's going to get. So, having her protection, even if we have to maybe become her vassals, is probably a good idea.
I'm curious to see what that might entail. Whether it's just a here's a token of the queen, we're working as for her favor, or if it's some kind of perhaps magical protection that could help out. I don't know, but I am curious.
I will try to negotiate the best.
If she has some kind of magical thing, I think that would be best to request, because what if we're out in the balls of some hell, what's a queen's boon gonna do? We flash a, oh look, I'm working for a queen, a country that's on another continent, and what are they gonna say?
Well, this is true. If she has some magical item, that would be great, but magical items can be dangerous. But I was more concerned of like she has actual power.
That's true.
So she could maybe keep the magic carnum off of our back while we go do what we need to do.
As long as there's no ties involved. I wouldn't like, as nice as the queen may seem, I don't particularly want to become her vassal.
Does Eridan have anything to say about any of this?
Eridan is probably just going to be incredibly quiet, considering it's the bloody magic arm involved again.
Something probably along the lines of, as long as my sister isn't hurt, as long as my sister can be helped.
I was going to say, yeah, there is also the fact that Esther is currently being held by Scythia.
Right. I'm more concerned with the magic carnum hunting us, like in an official capacity. So if we can get her to stave that off, would be great.
Might help us quite a bit.
Right, because
more
the
freedom
rogue
of movement.
capacity, we have a little bit of freedom to handle with how we will handle it because they're rogues. But if an official Magic Carnum hunt for us began, we just don't have the power to deal with that.
It's very true. Very difficult to move around when you're a fugitive. I think that's quite a good idea, Mara.
If they're separate ones, what should we do? What should we say?
If it's separate, what would you like? What is something that you've always wanted?
I don't have anything that I've always wanted.
I know. How about a regular mount for yourself?
But I would have to know what to feed it.
Well, and I'm pretty sure she could tell you.
I'm sure we could help you with that.
Like a horse?
Or a bird, or...
A very big bird?
A very big bird.
Yeah, a very big bird.
Are there magical shops, like magic item shops in Ansaya?
Yeah. You probably haven't really encountered one just because of where you've been, but Scythia certainly has some. Yeah, magic is relatively commonplace in this world. You'll find commoners with certain weak magical items, for example, as it's just a part of daily life sometimes. Yeah, there will be places for that kind of thing, as well as your regular kind of mundane stuff as well.
Well, Jack, perhaps with the word from a queen, we could buy you a magic broom like Valentine's. Something like that. You don't have to worry about feeding it.
That would be good. Well, what would you all want? Because I don't really understand what would be good to ask for in this case. Because protection, that sounds nice. would one boon be protection for all of us, and then the other boons would be other things?
I know
It
that
depends.
Aaron. Sorry, go ahead.
It depends on what we can negotiate for. Mine personally would be protection for you all.
Yeah, I suppose how powerful the boon is. Mine would be the knowledge to help us and others.
Airden will kind of probably speak up and say, as long as they can hold and make sure that my sister is safe.
That does indeed seem to be the most important part right now. All right. As this is going on, Valentine will go ahead and take a seat by whatever warming implements we have going on, whether that be a fire or something similar. She'll go ahead and get herself comfortable and just pull out her deck of cards, just start shuffling them into her hand, kind of listening, but also very much focused on this. It's kind of more of a passive curiosity. Naui, your hunt is more than successful, as it is time and time again. You definitely have enough to feed yourself, feed Lupa, and enough spare to go ahead and save people rations as well, if they are so inclined.
Yeah, she'll come back, I feel like, with some small mammals, like a bag of berries, and Lupa just has like a medium-sized something like just in her mouth when we get back that she like goes off to a corner and starts working on. And I'll start cooking my food, and then she'll start trying to get ready to preserve the other stuff she found for people.
Dawn would go over and help you with it. She is very knowledgeable in preserving and making rations.
She's probably surprised. I think now he's actually like, where did you learn this?
From my village. It's part of becoming a nature cleric. You must learn how to prepare and sustain nature around you for others and for itself.
That is nice. I never know when I meet people that, sleep in beds and stuff, what they know of outside.
I do prefer sleeping on soft pillows and beds, but that doesn't mean I do not enjoy being outdoors.
Why do you like pillows more than outside for sleeping?
Dawn would just turn her head to look at you, like full on. Because they are soft.
The ground can be soft.
The ground can be soft, but can it be as soft as a pillow filled with downy feathers?
So, if you put feathers on the ground, it would be softer for you.
Perhaps, but it depends on the thickness of the feathers. It can't just be I wouldn't settle down in just a scattering of goose down. It would need to be contained, have some bulk.
So, if me and Lupa find a bird of some kind and put the feathers in the bag, it'll be more comfortable in the camp.
From one bird, I think Pestle or Poultice would enjoy that.
Okay. So, if we make you this pillow, then camping will be more fun for you.
Yes.
She just starts nodding her head and going back to work.
All of a sudden, there's a bunch of naked birds around.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're going to need a bag. Where's the bag of holding? It just has a giant cat bed.
Let
The
me just
quandary of
Google
pillows.
softest bird feathers. Don't mind me.
Oh,
A lot of geese are gonna lose their feathers.
my lord.
Eider ducks. Long prize. Softest and warmest available down feathers. Okay, guess we're looking for ducks.
We're gonna go to a pond. There's just gonna be naked ducks everywhere.
You're not just looking for ducks. Apparently, you're looking for elder ducks.
Yep.
All the old ducks are going to be naked and cold.
They
Gonna have to
won't
make
need
little-
their feathers for
Little
long.
blankets.
My
That-
gosh.
They're on their way out.
I never knew this about ducks.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm not doing that tonight.
So
If
where are
Dawn
we-
sees you doing this, she's going to help you. She knows what you're doing. She's going to help.
When we start, you'll know.
I'm
Not
excited.
tonight. Tonight
Alright.
we gotta preserve food.
Okay.
So where are we to go from here? What's the next plan?
Well, it sounds like we need to find these Magicanum people. Do you all know where to go to find them?
Yeah, perhaps that might be what I asked of the Queen. If she has any allies or spies that might know where their headquarters are, where their test facilities are, something like that.
I mean, Esther could tell us.
But would Esther tell us?
I guess we could try it, but probably not.
Well, the thing is that I don't think it's the Magicarnum as a whole that's behind it. I think there are certain factions within it. So going to where the general Magicarnum is probably not the path we want to go down.
Well, if you think some of the agents are acting maliciously, wouldn't it be good to maybe we talk with them? Maybe they don't want it to be happening. Maybe they'll know.
We have no proof. If someone came and told you that members of your enclave were bad, would you believe them without proof?
No, but couldn't they get the proof from our heads? We could
have
show
a
them.
They would be able to make us tell the truth too, assumedly.
But it's the truth as we see it. That may not be enough to sway them that their people are actually doing anything wrong.
What
And
about
what have we seen? We really haven't
Worm
seen much.
things down in the tunnels?
Right,
with
but we don't have
the
any proof that it was
Mixture.
the magic Arno.
well,
We're assuming.
Esther.
There's a lot of
Well,
us-
We found Esther and Valirki at command of these beasts there. I mean, if they're going to be looking into our memories to see if we're telling the truth, they'll see that, and perhaps they'll believe it, but just trying to figure out a way. How do you get kings and queens to get on your side when you say, oh, look, apparently there's a rogue group of, the government sanctioned magic users, and they're making hybrids out of some kind of thing that's from the stars.
Could we not
Well,
just say
I
that?
think
That sounds mad.
I think the queen believes us. She knows there's something shady going down. But for us to be able to convince people that have no reason to be on our side or no reason to think that their own people are corrupt is a different story.
So we can either make them trust us by helping them with something, or we could just ask the queen. She may know where we should go next. She has been here a long time. She knows how to find things.
I think that might be a good course of action. If she knows anybody who might have further information that could help us.
Or at least which way to go. I have not heard back from my people yet, so I'm not quite sure if they have anything.
So our first priority is trying to root out what's going on with the Magic Carnum and all of these random experiments. Because there are other things we could be concentrating on too.
What are the things that everybody is interested in? Because I'm kind of just exploring. I don't necessarily have anything that I'm very interested in, other than knowing more about other creatures like me. But what all is it that you're searching for?
Oh, I'm not so much searching for a specific thing as just I was concerned for these individuals, and I point to Orin and Aridin specifically.
What she said.
And wanted to make sure that they were safe on their journeys, and if I happened to learn something medically useful, then that would be good for my village.
Well, since Aridin and I have met, we've witnessed people magically disappearing, which is disconcerting. We feel like it's connected to all of this somehow, and really I would just like to figure out who's behind it, why it's being done, and if there's a way to stop it if we can.
Right, but do we think by going after the rogue groups we know of in the Magic Carnum is going to be the way to find answers to that? Or should we investigate that and then deal with the Magic Carnum rogues later? Because we don't know that they're tied together. But people just disappearing is quite concerning. Disconcerting? Whatever the word is.
I just want to help people. I came here to help all of you, and I feel like I'm not done doing that yet because I haven't found home. When it's time to go home, I'll find it.
I mean, corrupting nature is also
It's not ideal.
not good as well.
Sorry if I got a little scary back there. I get quite mad when people disrupt nature, so I tried to give me a wide berth, so to speak.
That's quite understandable. Your family, your organization, what kind of a organization is it? Are they information seekers? Are they guardians?
Just protectors. We keep the balance between nature and society, so the two may live peacefully with each other. Society needs nature, and nature needs people to tend to it. So we just try to keep the two stable as we can, however we can, when the time arises.
And Mara, what is it that you are searching for?
Oh, I'm just here to help anyone who needs help, but that's my thing. Do we just wait and see who needs help next? To maybe try to track down what's going on and put it all together? Do we actively go investigate like some of these areas where people have just disappeared? What is our next step?
Well, I think if both Orin and Aridin are concerned about the disappearing people, and we think it might be connected to the magic harness, maybe we should investigate those places, and then we'll be doing, we'll be going down the right path if it is the same, and if not, we're trying to solve the problem of the disappearing people.
But then what do we do with Aridin's sister? I don't know.
Well, she was staying here for a while.
Isn't she with the queen?
The queen hasn't said that she would keep her indefinitely.
Is she arrested?
She's in a cell, I believe.
Yeah.
But I
It's being
didn't
held
know.
at our request, but I don't think that it's like a permanent situation right now. It's just kind of because we asked her to.
Right.
Why?
And I don't know that she's violated any of the laws of the land here.
So, I am new here. Why do you want the queen to hold her in a cell? You must be worried she would do something wrong, and if you did not just let her leave.
Well, she did try to attack us, quite brutally.
Oh,
I think she's very dangerous, and I don't want to hurt my friend's family.
And the people she works with are definitely very dangerous.
then, and I do not want to be insensitive, but perhaps she should stay where she is. If she cannot be kept safe and she cannot be safe around others, then sometimes people need a bit of a timeout.
Yes. However, the queen has not agreed to that, and it may put the queen in danger.
I have an idea. 1 second. And she'll go off and cast Animal Messenger on have a sparrow come over. She is going to send word to the Verdant Vale that she has a new initiate for them to take on. You're muted, but I assume you said okay.
Okay.
The subtitles
wrong
do,
button.
the captions do say okay.
I pressed the wrong button.
For you, the viewer, Ray said okay.
All right. Yeah, you go ahead and communicate this. Takes a moment before the bird prepares itself, and then, yeah, we'll go ahead and fly its way into the distance.
I like to think whenever she casts it as like a message back to the... I renamed it Verdant Vale, everybody, because it was just like a generic D&D name before, which I didn't know. Ray was like, that's like a D&D faction, right? And I was like, no, what? And he was like, yeah. I like to think when I send one, though, they get like a little like green sigil appears on their chest so they can get in.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
And she'll come back over and really, like, if you need somewhere she can be safe where no one can find her, they can't find her there.
And then didn't perhaps say that we needed to stop whoever is invading their plane so that their folks will stop invading our plane?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Didn't perhaps say that we needed to stop the Magic Harnum or whoever it is from invading their plane
I forgot I named it. I'm with you now. I'm sorry I did this, everybody. Yes. I understand.
So
yes, that thing.
that needs to be on our radar as well.
Yes, that would be good.
And Oren will kind of pull perhaps his jar back out. And are you willing to help us?
That's a wonderful wake-up. I have helped you enough already. I don't understand why I wouldn't be helping you more.
No.
Fuck you.
I can, but I would, one, need to be in a far better position than I already am. And two, you need to know what you need help with.
Well, what do you need help with? I think is the main question that we're having, so that we can help you and solve the problem that you're having.
What's your goal in all of this?
Currently, to grow up. That's it. I can't do anything else until then.
And you stowed away in the artifact for a reason.
Indeed, I did.
If we help you achieve your goal, help us achieve ours. They might be aligned.
Certainly believe they are, considering what I've already seen.
But first, we need to help you grow up.
It would be a lot more helpful if I wasn't stuck in a jar.
I think we're open to solutions if you have any to offer.
They want us to get them an evil person they can take over.
Yes. At least for the meantime, it would mean I can help you without being in a jar.
Well, I know that Esther is your sister, Aridin.
But hear me out.
I'm so glad I'm not the one who brought this up because
Hey,
I considered it.
I was about to say it.
I was about
Okay.
Jacaranda, before you go down that path, perhaps this may be insulting. I don't want that thing to have control of Esther's powers.
Well, we don't want Esther to have control of Esther's powers either.
It's true, but I have a feeling they would be much more efficient in using her abilities.
Than the person who's grown up and trained to use them?
Just because they are an adolescent kid doesn't mean they don't learn really, really fast.
Doesn't perhaps want to help us? They've been honest so far.
They've told us they want to help us, and Esther has not. Maybe we should table this until Aridin is more talkative.
I feel
Wasn't there someone else the queen was keeping? He told me there were 2 people you were supposed to kill. Did you only catch one?
the other got away. It was Valirki, who is Esther's boss. Master, if you will.
Maybe we can ask the queen if she has a spare evil person.
That's
I don't know how
what I
easy
was
that
just
is.
thinking. There may be somebody who's sentenced to death for some reason.
Go on, when you went to the jail with Aridin, were there other prisoners?
I was just about to ask
There were not.
the almighty
we've been
entity
gone.
that presides over us all. No, there was not.
Prisons in Vacre in general are more focused around rehabilitation than they are keeping someone incarcerated.
There's not like an evil, super powerful wizard we could let them kaiju control.
I mean, there could
Yes, that's
be,
Esther.
just not in the prison.
All we have so far is sister.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a thing you could bring up to Elowin when you go and visit her, I guess.
Is there some, court wizard who didn't come to your birthday party we can borrow the body of?
I mean, so that's another thing we should bring up. Are we letting Elowin know of perhaps his presence?
Why wouldn't? I guess I have a question. Do you all not trust the queen?
I don't have any hard feelings.
Oh, well, I know the queen. I trust the queen. I've known her since I was a little girl.
That definitely puts her in a brighter light then.
Yes.
Because we trust you.
Oh, well, thank you. I think you've known the queen longer than you've known me, technically.
Well, we've known you longer considering we've spent more time with you, even though we met the queen before we met you.
Oh, yes, I see. Well, the queen is a very, albeit mysterious for her reasons, but one, she is quite powerful, and two, she is quite nice. She was at both my birthday parties last year.
You have 2 birthdays?
Yes.
I don't even have 1 birthday.
When did you sprout?
I don't really know.
Well, let's say
Shall we pick a day?
Next week.
Should it be the day we met you?
But then I have to wait a very long time.
Let's say next week. It's next. I think you told me the first night we met. It was in a few weeks.
My birthday is coming.
Do you celebrate like when it turns to spring and then when it turns to fall, like harvest time? Do you want to pick one of those times?
I don't like winter too much because I think it affects. I know it sounds vain, but it affects the way that I look, and I prefer spring. And warmth.
What season is it right now?
Y'all are still in... Hang on, need to maths in my head. Yeah, y'all are in the start of summer at the moment. Yeah, because 3 weeks there. Yeah. Yeah, so you're all towards the start of summer. You're probably about a few days in.
Do birthdays have to be on the same day every year?
Well, usually for people like us that are biological, it's when we finish a rotation around one of the suns. But it doesn't have to be like that for you.
Well, when are your birthdays? How did you get 2 birthdays?
Oh, well, I was born twice because I died.
Wow. Okay, I need to hear this story. Go ahead.
Say more about that.
Well, when I was...
Yeah, Dallon's perked. Completely perked. Completely and utterly just like, what?
Can I examine you?
It was the casual delivery as well that just topped it all off. Just, oh yeah, I died.
When I was a little girl, I came down with an illness that they never were able to diagnose, so I passed away. I think I was 6, but the veil, the healers there said it was not yet my time, so they performed a ritual to my body and spirit was merged with a spirit of the forest named Zawe, and Zawe decided they were right, and they brought me back to life. So there's when I was born, and then there is when I got Zawe.
And is that soon? Your birthday? One of
Well,
them?
When I was born, it was the first snowfall, and when I died and was born again, it would be soon. It was harvest time. Well, in a few months.
Okay. Well, I go into long sleep sometimes, but I don't really keep track of when I wake up. So we can say, I think a week is good, but I like spring too. So maybe we can do one birthday in a week, and then we can do one when spring comes. And then the spring birthday will be my always birthday.
Sounds good. Well,
Do you all
Yeah.
have birthdays?
Yes, we were all born. So there is a day of our birth.
And is it soon?
Mine is in the middle of winter.
Oh, wow.
I haven't celebrated my birthday in over 15 years, but I'm a summer child.
that's a
So
long
we
time.
can do a big one for all of your birthdays that you missed.
It was never, never really something that we celebrated much around the monastery.
I was born in the fall. It's my preferred season. I'm glad that my birthday is in the fall.
It is very pretty. I think I like winter more now that I know that that's when Mara was born.
Winter is beautiful. The snow falls, at least where I'm from. And you get to be all cozy by a fire indoors.
Yes.
I don't think it's my thing.
Winter is vastly preferred indoors than out.
It can be okay outside.
It can. It's beautiful.
Darwin notices.
Especially when you-
Wait, Darwin notices that now he said it can be okay.
Especially when you have good friends and she goes up and hugs Lupa. She's missing her cat, okay? Her lynx friend.
Yes, Lupa keeps me quite warm ever since I found her. In the winter. So, I suppose you don't have any rituals like what I explained, huh? Everyone seemed quite surprised. I thought it was, I thought it was normal.
Dying and coming back? Nope, not so much.
Oh,
I think I die a little bit in the winter, but I don't die all the way.
I guess, I mean, it's not something I do often. I thought, I thought everybody knew someone, because everyone knows me.
Well, now we do.
So how is I'm sorry, what was your spirit friend's name again?
Zawe.
How does Zawe feel about you accompanying us?
They have not stopped me yet. They have not given me advice to not do so. So, if anything, they are indifferent.
Okay, well that's good to know. Don't want to offend a nature spirit.
No, and it is not all of Zawe, but it is a big piece of them. But Zawe is part of me, and I'm part of Lupa, and Lupa is part of both of us, and we keep each other in check together. But
So
if we are
back-
looking, If we are looking for guidance, I can try meditate and connect with the spirits of this forest and see if they have any wisdom to grant us.
Before you do that, so are we going to let the queen know about perhaps? I know you trust her.
I do not see why we wouldn't, but I am the new member, so to speak, so I will follow the wisdom of the group.
What does perhaps think about being known by the queen? Queen. Perhaps. How do you feel?
There's just a long, drawn-out silence for a moment as...
Dead. You doesn't have a face, but you can feel the deadpan stare.
Yeah, exactly. It's like deadpan air just around him. As you suddenly hear... I suppose a few people that you trust in the know would perhaps increase your trust of me in this particular endeavor, although I would like to keep those who know to a minimum. People are not exactly... The first encounter your people had with my kind was not incredibly intuitive.
You know what else would help us trust you? A real name besides perhaps.
Is that what you need?
I like the name perhaps.
I'm not entirely sure that you have the capacity to understand my name.
Did you just call us dumb? Hey, everyone, this worm just call us stupid? Me, Austin is gonna fight this worm.
This baby worm. Don't forget. He's a baby.
This toddler worm.
This taller worm just said,
Oh
hey,
my
yo, y'all dumb.
I'm just getting the scene in Galaxy Quest where it's like, what's up with her? Her translator's broken, and she's like,
Yeah. I love that part. So funny.
It kind of, it says this and then notices all of your kind of faces staring back at it, and it... What I need to say is our communication is mostly deep noises and psychic waves. It would be difficult to translate my true name into your tongue, so perhaps is good.
Well, I think this means you get the pleasure of naming yourself. You don't need to be perhaps if you don't want to be perhaps.
This is true. Or maybe you will find a name for me in time.
Well, okay. I wouldn't put it in our hands, but whatever you want.
What you call me is irrelevant.
I mean, there's like a wormy queen, worminess. So I would just get ready.
There's 1 to 5. Don't forget 1 to 5.
Yeah.
we haven't had a very good track record with naming things, is what we're getting at. I think Austin was muted, but he was like, perhaps.
Now he's like, your name. I don't know why we're having this conversation. The
Your
name is
name
perhaps.
is
Your name is perhaps.
Perhaps.
We would prefer something else because perhaps can be confusing
I could
in
call
our
it.
general vernacular.
Perhaps it's meant to be.
I could call it Slimy Cat.
Slimy cat, slimy cat.
I don't... I don't believe that myself or your
Cats do not sleep. What cat? You said you know about nature.
Darwin again looks now full in the face. You clearly have not looked at cats much.
They do not slither.
They can
That is like a
slither.
snake.
No, they do not slither like snakes. They slither like cats.
The locomotion is legs. So how would one slither?
They slither.
We can call you Brainchild.
Sorry, I just have to process for a moment. it pauses as Naui, you feel this like, I was going to call it a psychic doorbell. I guess that's what it is, like an asking for entry for just a moment connection between this creature.
Yes.
I taught it manners.
I believe I made a terrible mistake.
I mean, I asked you your name and you said perhaps, and you've been stubborn about it ever since. I don't know what to tell you.
No, not that. I mean the feline endeavor. I am very concerned.
Well, I'm sure Joanne will never forget this, but that is how it will be now. You should probably either accept the cat or accept perhaps or tell us your name.
You feel the connection drop as you just hear. Perhaps is good.
Got him. Just bullied a space worm.
Yes, you got it.
I would go get ready for bed. Oh yeah, I get. She would ask again, like, do you want me to try and ask Zawe what's if they have any wisdom, or
Wisdom is always appreciated, yes.
they may not answer. They do not always. But I can try.
And we're just doing all this before going to bed, correct?
Yeah, it's gonna be a late night for y'all.
Yeah, this is the last thing she's like, I'll go try this and then I'm going to sleep. Someone put out the fire. I'll let you know if anything in the morning.
And so I'll take root.
That was dramatic.
I'm sorry, I heard something in the sorry.
You're good. It was just funny to watch you just something. Yes, you can certainly go ahead and take root and begin your process of resting. Naui, what exactly does this little ritual look like?
Let's see what I've got in my stuff. I think I take some of the stuff I hunted today. I take some of what I hunted today, and then I take out some of the berries. And I take out my hunter's trap and like string it like around this thing. This hunt that I have, and then just start to focus with that as like an offering to whatever other spirits, because I met at least one guardian of this area, like whatever other spirits are around, and hoping between that and Zawe, if Zawe wants to help me, like it's very much, it's not an always works thing. It's like, this is like old capital M magic.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
9.
Okay. You can go ahead and sit down and begin this process, this ritual. You close your eyes and begin to attune to whatever you can kind of reach out and find. you can feel that unnatural blip that you once felt now beginning to subside as this blockage that you have now dealt with is flowing back through the land around you, which is good and it's reassuring. You can feel the creatures calming down, as well as beginning to flood back to their homes. You unfortunately cannot pinpoint anything specific or any specific spirits or essences as of yet. They do not seem to wish to reply, or perhaps are too busy to do so.
Yeah, I mean, she would just like, to herself, like, well, when Zawe wills it, we will gain wisdom and then go to bed.
Okay. Certainly. This entire time, as you've been discussing with the creature, discussing with yourselves, Valentine has been watching and just shuffling this deck, closing her eyes and beginning this ritual as she kind of pulls out this little, almost like plank of wood just from her bag, places it over her knees gently, and begins to, kind of looking across you all, just kind of begins to draw some cards and taking a look across it. And she continues this even as you are getting ready for bed, and some of you begin to get comfortable and begin to get ready for sleep before she pulls this last card, and you just hear a, all right. She'll go ahead and smile to herself as she's looking at this particular card. She'll go ahead and place it back in the deck. She'll take the deck into her hands and smile again as she looks up, just towards the night sky above you. Then she'll shrug, place this board back in her bag, and just jumps straight up and begins to put her stuff away and kind of readjust her outfit, make sure that her armor's on properly, and very heartily just begins to pack herself up.
If you tell me a dragon comes and takes her away, that's it. Mara's
she's gonna
hunt down all the dragons.
She's gonna pull out an umbrella and just Mary Poppins off somewhere.
Valentine, usually people undress for sleep. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm not sleeping.
But it's nighttime.
You have all been a pleasure to hang out with, but the cards are pulling me a different way.
Okay.
Do you... Dawn's gonna look her over. Like, spiritually pulling you away.
Spiritually, religiously, literally. Not literally, not yet. But it seems as though we're going to meet again in the future. But not now. I just needed a quick poke in the right direction.
And the cards gave you this poke?
No, you gave me this poke. And the cards have now told me that that's all I needed. And all you needed. So, I'll be on my way.
Well, it's been quite the honor. And hopefully we'll meet again soon.
Mara's like, you're not going anywhere without a hug.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was on the cards. And she'll walk up and kind of give you just this. It's kind of one of those side, like, solid side hugs. As she's still kind of fiddling around with her belt and her equipment on the other side. She'll smile towards you all and just she'll kind of look across you all with a big grin on her face and just, I don't really feel the need to make a big thing out of it. You know, with myself and the cards, I guess the most magical part about being a wandering witch is you never know where the journey's going to take you. You never know whose paths are going to intersect, especially who's going to intersect with mine again. So, no need for goodbyes, no need for farewells. The cards say that we'll meet again, so I'll see you soon.
Mara would say the farewell that she gave the other Thunder Cleric when we were leaving him. I don't remember what it was. Mara has a good memory. Me, not so much.
Yes, you certainly can.
Yeah, Dawn's going to rifle in her. I need to come up with a name for it.
Your
Medicine
bag?
chest. Yeah, but it's like not just a bag. It's more than a bag.
A medicine
TARDIS.
satchel?
It's
Her
more
TARDIS.
than a satchel. It's a makeup kit that I've made my own.
Yeah, it's like the big,
The Mary Kay of medicine.
like the nurse's bag, right?
It's like no, it's literally like it's a makeup kit that you open up that I took and I've now repurposed for medicine in D&D. Anyways, she's gonna open that up, pull out a jar of, you know what, like a little bit of her magical stuff that I can't remember. Her magical poultice. Her magical
The salve.
salve. Thank you. I put a little bit in a jar and go over to Valentine. This is not a goodbye gift. This is a be safe and don't do dumb things until we meet again.
That's fair.
And Jacaranda will also make a little crown out of druid craft and tell her it's for her to remember me by until she comes back.
She smiles and kind of takes it and immediately places it on her head. She's just, oh my god, that's so pretty. Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Orin will stand up kind of a little straighter and, well, best of luck to you. You're just an absolute delight. I hope that we meet again soon.
I hope that'll be the case. And I'm pretty sure it will. Good luck to you all. You're probably gonna need it.
Most definitely.
She'll smile and let out this kind of giddy, giggly laugh as she begins to turn, readjusting the last of her outfit. She'll begin to step outside of the camp before pulling the broomstick from her backpack and very much, you called it, very much a Mary Poppins moment. She lifts the broom upwards and begins to float up with it and disappear into the tree line above you, waving as she goes.
I look at Aridin. Don't worry, I won't leave you.
Cole somewhere is screaming.
Yes.
She's going.
Yeah, they got the green card.
There's just somewhere Cole has
Somewhere,
sneezed, and she
Cole
does
has
not know
stopped doing what they're doing and is just screaming. Unsure
and they
of
have
why.
no idea
Yeah.
why. Wonderful. Yeah. There's a little rustling as Valentine passes through the tree line, but other than that, you are brought back swiftly to a quiet camp. There's a small wind rustling through the trees, some skittering of creatures around you, but for the most part, it is calm and quiet and serene for the most of you.
Well, I'm sure everybody's quite tired. If we don't want to take shifts doing a watch, I could always have my Jack just guard the camp. If that's all right with you, if you all want to get some shut-eye.
I'm technically still awake, even when I'm meditating, so I can keep watch while everybody sleeps.
I think Ashtalora would also help. Does she sleep?
Familiars don't have to sleep.
Yeah. Lupa's a big wolf.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm not worried about it.
We got a full-on patrol army.
I don't know if you've ever like grabbed your phone near a sleeping dog and have them sit up at alert. So I will crack a knuckle near my dog while she's sleeping, and she will wake up like there's someone. Like she's up and awake. She's like, "What's going on?" I heard a slight noise in the other room.
I love it because Gnocchi will sleep through the loudest noises, but then like you drop a pin and he'll jerk awake and look around like, what the fuck?
It's the quiet noise, because like loud noises, like you're not trying. Like quiet noises are like someone was trying to sneak up on me and failed, and now they have to be taught. Anyway.
Mara sleeps.
We're covered.
Absolutely.
Orin will drop a Jack down and.
Orin's just looking for an excuse to bring Jack back.
Honestly.
He misses his little
Jack
buddy.
is back!
Just I think this is the first time now we have seen it, actually.
Yeah, so the tattoo on Orin's chest like kind of starts to pulse, and then this energy kind of comes down his shoulder, this like fiery red molten energy, and then he just like drips this molten rock out of his hand, and it forms a tiny little like stout golem, and it just stands up and
I see we're all friends to nature here.
they bestow us great gifts. Jack, take a patrol. Let me know if you've noticed anything weird, okay?
And it'll, the same as it has before, just, and then go ahead and awkwardly march his way around this small perimeter of the camp.
Imagine it a lot like anyone here has seen Steam Universe when Ruby is guarding Sapphire and Ruby just like walks back and forth in front of Sapphire. That's how it is in my head. If you've never seen Steam Universe, then watch the whole series and then watch the movie and you'll see the scene I'm talking about.
Wonderful.
I'm wanting to watch it, but I'm not sure where I can.
It's all of it is on HBO Max. I am not sponsored by HBO Max.
Okay.
Other services are available.
Yeah. I just at least.
But if any of them would like to sponsor us,
if
I
HBO
mean,
Max would like to sponsor, I've just been talking about HBO Max a lot the last few days, and feel like I gotta let people know I am not sponsored by HBO Max yet.
That's the dream. There we go. That's the dream. Yeah, y'all can go ahead and hit those long rest buttons.
Adam.
nothing is going to go ahead and disturb your rest. No interruptions. A few strange creatures, but nothing else. Just some animals wandering by, some changes in the wind, nothing extreme. Y'all did go ahead and get to sleep relatively late, so you will probably be waking up relatively late for those of you who, have to wake up properly, rather than just, okay, I'm done now.
Dawn wakes with the sun. A skill I do not have, and I wish I did have.
It's a marvelously pleasant morning. Sun is shining. It's warm, but not too warm. The wind around you is cool and does give you some respite to the heat. One by one, you'll end up waking up. The morning is yours. Nothing particularly eventful. Just a pleasant day.
So I think the plan is to head straight to the queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we just.
Let's make some breakfast.
Well, yeah, we eat breakfast.
We eat breakfast.
Yeah, you eat breakfast, obviously. Yeah. Okay.
Camping
It's
breakfast.
the most important meal of the day.
Now we would just ask if people want them to break down the camp or if she can leave it up.
Don't you need to bring it with you?
But if we're returning for another night, what's the point?
Yeah, not if we're gonna come back here. It'll be fine.
I don't know what today holds, so it's up to you.
She'll start breaking it down then. It's easy enough to put back up.
Fantastic.
We could get carried off by a dragon, so we don't know.
That seems
not letting this dragon thing go.
That seems unlikely. All the dragons I've met.
You would think
You would think
so.
it's already happened.
It's already happened.
I mean, I'm sure it was fine. They probably knew each other. All the dragons I've met have been quite kind.
Or we could find ourselves underground. That's happened twice now.
Oh. You all seem to get in a lot of odd predicaments.
Yeah, we don't have the best of luck.
We could fight more mannequins.
Mannequins?
Stick around, you'll find out. It's a lot of fun.
Like Harlequins?
Like mannequins.
No, a mannequin is like a Harlequin, yes?
These were more stuff with.
They were like made of straw, that they look like people, and they held armor on them.
Oh, so like a weird puppet.
Yeah, like a scarecrow kind
like
of.
a life-size
Oh,
puppet.
a scarecrow. Okay.
But inside, I mean, it did scare them pretty bad.
We weren't scared, they were just creepy.
I didn't like how they moved.
Well, I mean, today we just talked to the queen, and I think she moves like a person most of the time.
What do you mean most of the time?
Well, I don't know how she moves in private. Did you hold that so long?
I love it so much. I just have to say how much I love it.
Awesome.
Can you stop breaking the cast, Austin?
I just have the vision of the queen at night.
Oh, for some reason, I just imagined like slithering on her belly, just like having fun.
Has her last meeting for the day, takes her crown off. Well, now I can let
she's
the like, breathe and
Has anyone
walks
watched?
on 8 legs.
Has anyone watched Disenchantment? She's like Queen Una, hanging from the rafters.
Oh, y'all kill me.
You gotta find the very
awesome.
normal queen who's super normal.
Okay, so
The
We
very
let
few-
Nawi get us in since she's like, known around these parts.
unless there is anything else you would like to do this morning, specifically, you can go ahead and break down the camp. Obviously, have your breakfast. Break down the camp, get yourself set and ready to go, and begin the short trek into Scythia itself.
Mhm.
Being towards the kind of mid to late morning, definitely much more of a hustle and bustle going on in the city as folks are going about their days. You go ahead and travel directly to the castle. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups. Not good. Yeah, you go ahead and travel up the same route you've already been through. The guards and the security seem definitely wary of your presence, but not outwardly going to harass you or anything like that. Yeah, especially being led by Naui, you are basically taken straight through the castle itself. Now empty, you can see the large regal nature of this place. This place is old and has been incredibly well looked after, and most assuredly incredibly expensive. The entire area is just laced with these kind of silvers and golds throughout the decor. You are brought straight into the throne room, where it is incredibly large and relatively empty. Still, you can go ahead and step forth. Queen Elowen does indeed sit on the throne, rather relaxed, still very kind of prim and proper. Her hair up in this kind of pin-up braid. Her crown, her outfit, immaculate, and the security seems a little laxer this time around. Not still present, let's say, but definitely more relaxed as you step inside compared to last time.
Mara would bow and say, we've completed the quest you sent us upon, but our report is not meant for everyone's ears.
She looks around, kind of nods towards you, turns to one of the guards, just, if you could go ahead and fetch Sinclair for me and remove yourselves and just wait outside. It would be very much appreciated, and thank you for your work. The guard will nod, and slowly they will file out as she turns back to you. I would prefer the head of my guard be present,
That's fine.
at least to be informed, at the most, for some kind of protection.
We could have left our weapons outside. You're the one that keeps letting us come in here with them, which I don't understand, but whatever.
I would ring your telepathic doorbell.
Okay.
Yes, Connie?
The queen herself does not need to be worried about weapons.
I didn't think she did.
Okay, I will explain someday.
She just
Closed
smiles
door.
she smiles towards Mara and just, it is mostly protocol. One, I trust you, and two, handle myself.
Oh my gosh, you trust us?
I told you she was at my birthday party.
She likes you.
Both birthday parties.
Right, yes.
She'll smile and chuckle and just, well, you've proven yourselves at the very least. I have already been informed of the work you did. In a basic manner, anyway. I was wondering if you had any more information to give me. And she'll kind of, she'll beckon as the door knocks, and the door just opens up, and Sinclair will go ahead and step through. The same, slightly stuck up and overly professional individual most of you have already met. Nawi, you know Sinclair. Sinclair is the head of the Royal Guard and the head of the Scythian military, and the Ansayan military. An older individual who is still very spry considering his age. Definitely approaching his later years. He's not massively fun to talk to. Very professional, very military focused, very combat focused, but has been serving Queen Elowen for most of his life. He's an incredibly trusted individual.
Yeah.
So he'll go ahead and step in the same kind of silvery royal armor. His gray silver hair slicked back neatly. A little more presentable than when the party first met him. He won't speak, he'll simply bow and step closer and wait just before the throne. As Elowen smiles and turns back to you all. Sorry, as I was saying, tell me of your adventure.
Orin will step forward and bow and, Your Majesty, Sinclair, good to see you again. So it seems that the forests were being drained by some type of psychic entity, psychic demon, as we heard it was called. And this strange creature that we fought seemed to be reminiscent of technologies not of this world. We have come across this information because of this, and he'll pull out the jar that has perhaps in it this wee bugger was once in an artifact that I had in my possession because, well, someone mind controlled me and made me steal it. And then through folly of my own, ended up inside of me mind for a while. Fortunately, I was able to get him out of here, but he doesn't seem to be hostile. Actually, they helped us out quite a bit, so I think it might be an ally, but I'm not sure.
You just see Mara's eyes get wide. She's like, Warren just like spilled all the beans. What? The article? Anyway, man, her eyes get really wide. She's like, this is what happens when they don't let the bard talk.
It's like that scene in The Lord of the Rings when Gandalf's like, don't say a word, and then Pippin just drops himself into it.
Halfling, man. I'm a hobbit, come on.
As you pull this jar from your belt, Sinclair kind of instinctively places a hand on one of his blades to the side and Owen kind of waves him off. She's listening. She's just looking towards this, looking towards this pot, and she actually rises from her throne and begins to step down the few steps that kind of lead up to this raised platform. And she steps down, and her outfit trails behind her. She'll kind of bend just a little, begin looking inside. Just, well, isn't that odd? You're saying this creature is from somewhere else?
According to it.
Intriguing.
It says that members of the Magicarnum have invaded their plane.
Of course they're involved. Why am I not surprised? She'll go ahead and run a hand through her hair and kind of hold it to the back of her head. What? Perhaps we should take this from the top. What do you know of the current situations that are unfolding? What do you know of the Magicarnum's supposed involvement? I know that we've spoken a little bit on this previously, but I'm just trying to get all of the facts.
We know that... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, we have very few actual facts. We have a lot of supposition. A lot.
A lot, yes. We know that a lot of people have been disappearing randomly en masse. We know that there are creatures, hybrid creatures, being created. We know that Valirki, I'm blanking on her last name right now, of the Magicarnum and the Luna Cerritas may be behind it, along with Esther, who you're currently holding.
Intriguing. She'll take another look at the pot before turning around and slowly making her way back to the throne and taking a seat. All right. Well, to hopefully fill in a few of those gaps in a succinct way, you probably know by now that the Magicarnum is pretty much everywhere. But you should also know that they're not inherently evil. In fact, the majority of them are good, hardworking people. It's very much like a criminal company from one of those old crime novels. The front is very innocent. They are doing what they can to help the area, to help people, to help kingdoms. And they are completely unaware of what their bosses are doing behind them. The Magicarnum is very much the same. The majority of them are good, hardworking people. Honest folk, actually trying to make a difference. But there are a few bad apples in the bunch, let's say. I am not entirely aware of what this Lunas Soritas is, but if anyone were to have some kind of secret sect, it would be the Magicarnum, if we're being realistic here. This talk of creatures I'm not entirely surprised by. The Magicarnum does have a sect for dealing with creatures, helping them thrive, saving them from extinction in some cases. But there have also been experiments. I would not be shocked if some of those got out of hand. I've always been a little skeptical of the group, let's say. When you have a worldwide group of incredibly intelligent and powerful individuals that all come down to the rule of 8 people, it's a little concerning, to say the least. I'm unsure exactly what your situation is regarding this creature and what you have experienced, but I can tell you for the most part that the majority of the Magicana will not trouble you.
Well, that's good to know that it's only a select few and not a wider conspiracy, I guess.
Forgive me for interrupting, but what if some of these few are the leaders? Would that not be a conspiracy? Just as the queen, I'm sure, has many things she's doing that the people don't know of.
Her head tilts as she kind of nods shallowly. It's true. And incredibly difficult to confirm. Those members very, very rarely get directly involved with anyone, really. The Magicana or otherwise. In fact, it's probably been a good 20 years since one of them has been sighted. Before that, 50. Before that, a couple of hundred. They do not pop up unless it is required. There is a possibility that perhaps they do not know. Or, as you say, there is a possibility that perhaps one of them is in on it.
It sounds like an organization that would be very easy to do something like this with if the leaders are unknown or not seen for either answer to be true.
There are some bad people in the world. That's sometimes just the way of it. As for your plane hopping situation, I legitimately do not have enough information to help you out with that too much, I'm afraid. She'll kind of sit back into her throne and kind of thread her hands together. I suppose if you wanted access to something or some information that may perhaps help you in figuring out where you go next, you have assisted me, so one of the things I can offer you is access to the Royal Library. It'll have some older and more obscure tomes and references that may perhaps aid you in figuring out what is going on.
Dawn's face remains the same, but her ears are like all the way forward.
My archivists will assist you in finding the tomes and books that you need.
What are your plans for Esther?
Well, unfortunately, I know of the Magicanum and their doings. However, this Lunas Sororitas is new to me. I don't have any information on it. I have no proof that she has committed any crimes or felonies, other than hearsay. I do identify that she is possibly a dangerous individual, but I cannot keep her here indefinitely.
I may have a solution if it is agreeable to those involved. I sent word to the Verdant Vale last night. Esther could be kept there, and she will not be able to be found, at least as long as the wards are stable. And as you know, they've been there a long time.
She'll turn towards Naui. An interesting solution, although I should probably ask, just for the sake of it, do you believe that they would be willing to look after this individual?
I do not know her. I cannot say, but if she is someone in need of help, they are in the business of helping people. But
Understood.
as you know, I am not the judge of that. She will be judged like we all are.
All right. Well, considering the fact that she hasn't broken herself out yet, tells me that she is trained in the usual ways of the Magicana. I assume she has some kind of casting control or focus or such. As long as she doesn't have one of those, she should be relatively harmless.
DM question.
Mm-hmm.
Is her focus the blade, and Airden has her sword, right?
Yes. Yes. The Lunasoritas cast through their weapons.
Adam.
Yeah, there are a few spells that they can cast without. For example, when Valiaki cast Wish while being disarmed. However, for the most part, they will attack and cast through their weapons. So Esther currently being disarmed means that, yeah, she's relatively placated right now. Elowin will take a moment to think before looking at Naui. All right. I suppose that is an acceptable middle way for now. You can imagine, even though the Magicanum do not have such a hold in Ansaya, I would not like to cause a political dispute. Being held by a third party while it's being investigated, especially one as trusted as the Vale, seems agreeable. You'll have to let me know when there is a response.
I shall. I have not heard back, but it has not been long, and I'm not sure where it is right now, so.
Very well. Well, since you will be possibly staying a while in the city, considering you are trying to gather what information you can, I will go ahead and poke around myself as well and see what other information I can give you to aid your current challenge. But there are a few pieces of business that we still need to attend to. She'll kind of, she'll warmly smile as she stands up. You have assisted me multiple times now. That assistance is greatly appreciated. You have done a few deeds for me. What can I do for you in return?
The biggest thing I think we require is basically for you to be our shield against the Magicarnum as we investigate these things. So basically run interference so that we may find out what exactly is going on.
I see. Well, as I just discussed, the bigger part of the Magicanum shouldn't be a problem, thankfully. The majority of individuals won't even know what's going on. As for some of the higher-ups, as I said, I can't risk a political confrontation, but I can certainly assist in perhaps a few misdirections. After all, it's very difficult to remember certain things if you don't write them down. There's a little sly smile that comes across her face.
Now he just kind of looks around, but you have such a good memory.
I'm being sly, dear.
Ah.
That
Yes.
is very gracious of you. We should be able to handle any rogue factions, but we wouldn't be able to withstand an official inquiry into our doings, is what we're trying to avoid.
Of course. For the most part, the Magicanum itself exists pretty much by itself. You won't be dealing with any formal investigations from any of the kingdoms on whatever is going on here. And for the most part, the Magicanum would also not like to get involved in political disputes with any of the rulers, so you at least have some time. Or perhaps it will all be under the table. I myself will need to look into these Soritas and see what on earth is going on there.
As far as I understand it, they hunt magic users down that they don't agree with. Am I right?
I think so.
Am I right?
Did I
So
do
that's
it?
basically what I understand that they do. Now, at
Interesting.
whose behest, I don't know if it's coming from someone above them or if they're just a rogue faction who's doing whatever they feel is necessary. But that's what I've gathered.
Luna Cerritos might be outside of the Magicanum, not a subsect, but there's definitely agents within it. We do know, and this is mostly to Mara, not towards like everybody, but I guess it's not like being like too secretive. We do know that the Luna Cerritos and my monastery, the Crimson Wood, have been at odds since their creations.
Seems like I will have to tap into some unusual sources. Well, regardless, that can wait. I can offer you what protection I can.
Was the payment that people needed to collect before we moved on?
I think it was a boon. I think we just received it.
Oh,
Is there something else you require?
I just
mean, lodgings as if we were honored guests would be nice. I guess she does roll her eyes because that crap was crap.
She will smile and laugh as she looks towards you all. I will never get used to how shy and afraid people get when asking for things. Do not fret, I won't bite your head off.
now he laughs.
Oh, so you're ready for a hug as she walks up to the queen since no one else is around but her and Sinclair.
Perhaps not quite that
Oh, I thought you
swift.
trust me.
I do. I'm just not a fan of such physical intimacy. That is all.
I have a question.
Indeed.
Do you have any magic that would make me move more quickly? An item, perhaps, or know where I can get one?
That is something we are able to do. And she pauses for a moment before looking to Sinclair. And Sinclair will nod. And this kind of almost childish, giddy smile comes across Elowen as she turns towards you all. Meet me outside the throne room and I'll go get my coat. And she kind of jumps up as Sinclair rolls his eyes almost to the back of his head. And she turns to him and just goes, I haven't gotten out in almost 10 years. I'm going to take this opportunity as soon as I have it. And she'll go ahead and kind of almost daintily kind of like jog over to a set of doors at the very back of the room and open those up and quickly escape through the left-hand side.
Did she say she hasn't been out in 10 years?
That seems like a long time.
I think now he looks at Sinclair and is like, will it be okay?
I'm sure it should be agreeable. For the most part.
There'll just be a lot of people that, you know.
She will be fine. Trust me.
Okay.
There's a few footsteps against the ground as she leaves, and Sinclair will kind of turn to you all as this comment wraps up. Just, well, it is best not to keep her waiting.
Now he leaves.
Oh, we're not. Okay, let's go.
Are we about to go
Orin
shopping with
follows.
the queen?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gathering. Like, yeah. We shopping on the royal dime.
As we're,
Discounts.
as we're leaving, now we go to Mara. We cannot touch the queen.
Because she's got poisonous skin.
Well, it is not mine to tell, but when she lets you touch her, it'll be a big deal. But until then, you should not try to touch the queen. She has her reasons.
Is she real?
Yes, she is real.
Oh. She's not like a ghost or something?
Not the last time I checked. She could be now. That is not why I was told not to touch her.
Have you seen a ghost?
Yes.
I've heard of them, but I haven't seen one, so I thought maybe
Well,
now is the time.
I do not know if I've seen the spirit of a person who was alive and then died. I've seen spirits that I think have always been spirits, but
Do you see yourself as a ghost?
I suppose I kind of am.
I feel like perhaps you're an undead.
Wait, can I touch you?
undead- We've already touched her.
If you'd like to.
Okay. Give the hug.
The queen is real. I
Group
just
hug.
in overall, the queen is real. She's not a ghost. But I'm sure it's hard for her to deny your hugs. She seems like she likes you. So I'm sure one day you'll get to hug and you'll know why she couldn't hug you before.
Well, I trust you. I won't bring it up again. Now, Sinclair, though. And she walks up behind Sinclair. Hey. Can I have a hug?
Please.
Come on, I did a good job.
Do not touch me.
I did a good job.
You absolutely did. It's
And you're my father figure.
The same as I did a fantastic job on this armor this morning.
See? You deserve a hug too.
I just did my laundry.
I respectfully decline.
This would be so much
She
easier
salutes
if
him
you
and
just
walks out.
accepted her hug.
He's just staring you all down at this point, but especially Mara.
So I will walk. So you said Mara walks away?
Yeah, she saluted him and then walked out.
So Jacaranda's gonna walk after and say, I can hug. You can hug me.
She
And just follow.
And she turns around. And you walk right into her arms.
Perfection. You can go ahead and leave the throne room as the guards begin filtering back into the room. Doesn't take long at all before you hear some skipping steps from the corridor just off to your side. And as they turn the corner, you see a complete change in outfit. Far more, still like very nice, but far less conspicuous, kind of basic working clothes with a set of pretty but also basic leather armor underneath, just as kind of padding. They step out with this large kind of billowing blue cloak that seems to trail behind them. You do notice, however, that Elowen's facial features have changed and that they seem to be almost covered now by this this shroud that is created by the hood. Underneath, however, she looks more like a half-orc individual. You can see the small tusks protruding. The change in skin color from this kind of pale to now this kind of greenish hue. Still the same voice, though. She smiles at you and just says, well, it's been a while, and we have a lot to do. So, let us be on our way.
It's a win.
Before you can even get a word in, she's already pivoted and is skipping towards the front, a little overexcited. And on that note, we will continue our royal shopping trip, as it has now turned out. Next episode.
Shopping.
Sweet.
Who's gonna teach Nawi what shopping and stuff is? I should
This is
say
going
that
to be-
she knows what shopping is. She definitely has no idea what one would buy with money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
This is going to be
Jacaranda
an
was
interesting
similar.
trip.
It'll be fun times.
There will be no shoes bought by anyone in the party because nobody wears shoes.
Does no one wear shoes?
Right.
This is amazing. I've found my people.
Mara
shoes
wears
here.
shoes. No one else wears shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eridan might wear shoes.
Maybe.
Dawn would
I think
sometimes
so.
wear shoes if she's like tending to people. You don't want to drop things on your feet.
Just get a boot cover.
For my feet.
Just cover the top of your
Just cover the top of my feet.
feet.
Never, any time I make a new character, they don't wear shoes. Period. Like first thing, they don't wear shoes. That's for sure. Next thing.
Now race in class and
It's like name, and I'm like above that, no shoes.
No shoes.
No
Okay,
shoes.
name. Sorry, you were ending the show.
Perfect. No, it's fine. It's all good. So happy to hear all of just the wonderfully like serious but also goofy things that this cast come up with. It's always fantastic. Yeah, we will be back next week with what seems to be a rather interesting shopping trip by the sound of things, mixed with the Queen, Nawi, and Jacaranda's understanding of shopping, let's say. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and let the cast plug what they want to plug, and you can go ahead and support their streams and projects and whatever they're doing. Going to start with Jessie.
Hi, making sure I'm muted, or not muted. I'm Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs, and I just designed some shirts for Rusty Quill. They were released for their finale on Thursday, and they're all available on the Redbubble. If you go to my Twitter, it's the pinned tweet, and mine are credited. All of the artists' designs are honestly amazing. But it also means that my secrets are revealed, and so I will be doing more art stuff, because I can be free to do art stuff for me and other people. I'm very excited.
Fantastic. Melissa.
Hello, I also have some stuff in the store with another one coming hopefully soon. So if you follow me on Twitter at SoMuchGeek, you can hear all about that at some point when it happens. And on Twitch, I also stream. Tomorrow, I should be hopefully getting past a point that I'm stuck in Call of Cthulhu, the game, not tabletop, but video game. And yeah, there's things going on. So Twitter's the best place to find all that out.
Wonderful. Adam.
Hello, I'm Adam. You can catch me at AdamHardyVO on Twitter and Instagram. I also do the post-production for Mind and the Martyr, so check out the Friends Who Roll Dice YouTube. Check out the Mind and the Martyr podcast on Spotify, Apple Play, Google Play, all over the place. Check those out because I add in some music and sound effects, mostly from Sirenscape. Those guys are awesome. Check them out. If you want to enhance your game, I have started using them anytime I bring up a virtual battle map for my home campaign, and my players absolutely love it. So check them out. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind because somebody had the idea, me, psychic conversations should have reverb on them. I did that long before I knew we were going to have a psychic worm with the party. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'll catch up. I'll catch up. I'm almost caught up.
Completely shot yourself in the foot. I called you Mara because it's the first thing there. Rochelle, there we go.
I'm Rochelle, the Dragon Gem on Twitter, Dragon Gem here on Twitch. I stream every Sunday on my channel. Mostly Magic the Gathering Arena, but I'm branching out into other video games. Been playing The Room, which is pretty fun, going through that series. And then I'm here every Monday, so make sure you guys come back and watch.
Which reminds me, we need to play Magic the Gathering at some point. Because I haven't played in like almost a decade now, I think. It's been a long time. That is something we should do. Teach me your ways. Teach me how to play again. Because I don't remember. I don't remember anything. I remember tapping, and I used to play Red Goblins, and that's it. That's it. That's all I got. Austin. You're muted.
I know. I'm unmuted now. I was saying I'm muted, which probably came up in the captions. Anyway, I'm Austin. You can find me on Twitter at SailorScottAustin. That's at SailorSCT Austin. every Wednesday, I am on one half of the podcast Secret Histories of Nerd Mysteries. You can find us on Twitter at Nerd Mysteries, wherever you get podcasts. Our upcoming episode this Wednesday is after me and Brenda watched the 4-hour Justice League. It is our longest and biggest episode yet. Just my half of the audio was 1 gig. So listen to us and the fact that Brenda edited 2 gigs of audio in 3 days because we had to record the episode late and our network needed it by today. So just listen to the fact that Brenda got that done. You can also find me every other Saturday over on Utopia playing Donuts and Duels, which is a Kids on Brooms game. I think it airs this Saturday is the rotation. We pre-record it, so I lose track of time and space pretty quickly for that show. But I believe it airs again this Saturday. And if it's not this Saturday, then it's next Saturday, because it's every other. Easy to keep track of. Other than that, you can catch me here every Monday. And like I said, catch me over on Twitter, Sailor Scott Austin. Come hang out. Right now, I'm still just screaming about Jujutsu Kaisen. So if you want to scream about that with me, please come do it. I love that show so much.
Awesome. I think that's everybody. My brain kind of is a little in pain, but I think that's everybody. As I say, thank you so much for watching. I am Ray, your humble GM for the Mind of the Martyr. You can find me over at Red Mage Ray on Twitter. Most of my projects have either stopped or are about to start, so I'm in a little bit of an awkward phase at the moment. You can find me on Fridays over on Polished Cryptid, where we're doing a Curse of Strahd sequel, which is been super fun to GM and super fun to be a part of. You can also find me this Saturday at 6 p.m. English time. For once, I'm actually playing a game at English time, playing a Net Battlers one-shot over on the Neon Casters channel, which is going to be awesome. And I've seen a bunch of the art come through, and I want to cry. I'm so happy. But yeah, that's going to be super fun. Other than that, that is about it for me, other than next week on Featherfall's channel on Sunday, we are wrapping up our regular Curse of Strahd playthrough. I have never had or seen a Curse of Strahd playthrough where Strahd gets so annoyed that he ignores the Taroka deck and just goes, no, we're fighting now. I'm done with your shit. So we're fighting in a random corridor, a random tower, actually, in Strahd's castle. So that's fun. Also terrifying, because I'm at half HP, but it's fine. We won't talk about that. Yeah, other than that, just check out my Twitter. We just wrapped up a huge charity drive on here as well, which I should probably mention just before we go. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in, donated. We raised over $1,500 for relief for Austin, Texas. Just incredible. There's no way to kind of put into words how generous this community is. And that is money that is directly going to saving lives in marginalized communities, keeping people fed and warm and housed. Just incredible. It's amazing. Yeah, that is us here. We can go ahead and roll a quick credit reel, and then we'll throw the love that you have shown us elsewhere in a raid. Please take care of yourselves. We hope to see you next week. And please support everyone on the cast and what they're doing if you are able. And yeah, just thank you so much. Keep safe, keep well, keep medicated, hydrate, and keep moving forward. We'll see you soon. Take care.